Yeah, hello everyone. So today we are gathered here to do a debate on the topic: Are monsoons more better or destructive? Me and Keman are supporting the topic, and Kim will be against us. We will take 2 minutes and then we will start.
I just a second. I hope you are recording the screen, right?
Sorry.
You are recording the screen, right? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Are we good to go, or you'll need more time? Team,
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Ayush, do you want more time?
No, you can start.
Yeah. Will you start?
No, you start.
Okay. Mm, yeah. Hello. Today, I and okay. Before starting, just I want to tell that in the feedback time now, I'm just trying to maintain today some list of like a column of each of three of us, and I'm trying to consciously make the decision to find feedbacks of each other. Like I think that will help when we are pointing out somebody else's mistake. We'll also point out our mistakes. So I'm just starting with this, and let us start. Okay. If I want, you all can also do three columns. Yeah. Okay, today we are gathered to conduct a debate, and I and Ayush are going to support the ideology of monsoon are more beneficial than destructive. Okay, okay, let me take. Okay, if I have to close my eyes and think about rain, I remember so many things about rain, like like the smell of the first soil, or like me playing in the rain, me splashing waters on somebody, or while traveling to the bike, me putting my legs apart so that I can experience what like the splash of the water and all. So rain makes me feel very nostalgic at times. It makes me calm down, it makes me cool. And I totally support the ideology of monsoon is more beneficial. And here are some of the reasons. First is crops. There are many crops which grow in the rainy season, like cotton crop, uh, a rabi crops which grow in the rainy season, and it is very beneficial for them. Second, they play a vital role in the water cycle, like replenishing the groundwater table, and thus it is very beneficial. Third, it makes everything very green around with plants, and it brings purity and calmness in the surrounding. Like a rainy day, you'll feel so good, you'll feel so calm. And yeah, that's it. Fourth, about the non perennial waterfalls, like there are some rivers or waterfalls which are not which are not perennial, which get recharged from the rainwater. Six, about practices which we all follow in the culture, maybe like some things like purumit, which is happened in which happens in Goa. Like we keep everything like a dried fish in store for rainy seasons, actually, basically. Like we make pickles, and like we be ready for the rainy season, and that is a very good practice, and it is very culturally enriched also. Eighth, I would focus on some festivals like Saujao, where we enjoy the rain, and we have certain customs to follow. Then people make patoyo, like of turmeric leaves, which is again very health beneficial. So yeah, the rain brings lot of festival, lot of culture as well. uh, Again, a last point I would like to say, rain gives makes us very responsible, like to have umbrellas ready, to make raincoats ready, to pave ways for the rainwater to go in the rain, from a house to somebody, from a house to outdoors. Like there are so many activities we do during rain. It is like being prepared to for a season. So it makes us very responsible. And yeah, these are some of the reasons why I feel rain is very beneficial. And rain is like a healing antidote for the nature and everybody. And yeah, that's it. Over to Ayush.
Yes, adding to Kevin's point, speaking from India's point of view, for a country like India, monsoons are much beneficial than a disaster. There are various reasons for it. Firstly, uh, 50% of India's population depends on agriculture. Like most of the people are 50% of the people are employed in the agriculture sector. So without rain, they won't be able to sustain their lifestyle. And also from the economical point of view, from 30% of GDP comes from the agriculture sector. So rain becomes very important again, or monsoons. We cannot really uh, mm, control the intensity of the rain, but we can always predict the rain will happen, and we can have some benchmarks and can prepare ourselves. Rain can help us to Monsoons can help us to rely on uh, more green energy instead of relying on fossil fuels or nuclear energy, because we can build dams which can generate electricity, again beneficial for the country.
That's it.
Oh,
Okay, so I will be speaking in supporting the fact that monsoons are destructive more destructive as compared to them being beneficial. Okay, so the main point that I'd like to highlight is the destruction of property. So we have seen that during monsoons there is a vast destruction of infrastructure. For example, recently there was a bridge that was destroyed due to heavy rain in my vicinity. So there is a lot of destruction in terms of the constructional structures. And secondly, there's a lot of heavy road maintenance that is required. Like for example, we see every year during the summers, they are spending most of their time putting tar on the road because due to the monsoon, the roads are in a bad shape all the time. So that could be one of the negative side of monsoons. Secondly, just before the monsoons, there is a necessity to trim trees, like large trees. They could just huge branches could fall on like the vehicles that are below them and could cause loss of life. So there is a need to trim these trees. So again, there is expenditure in order to get all these tasks done. Then also during monsoons, we see a lot of snakes around, or like such kind of creatures that come up due to water, because they are the areas that they usually reside in, they get clogged with water, so they need to come up to the surface. So that could be another inconvenience to the people living in the surrounding areas. Nextly, it could also cause a sanitation problem, because when the drainage facilities are flooded and if there was garbage in those drains, then that garbage also could come to the surface and that could cause a lot of inconvenience to the people around. Then I would like to focus on the risk of floods. If the rain is more than the level for which the drainage facility is capable of handling, then there could be floods. Nextly, I would like to focus on the disruption of transportation. Like for example, most of the people they use two wheelers to move around areas, but if there are heavy rains, then moving on two wheelers is very inconvenient for the common man. If you have a four wheeler, then fine, you're still at a advantage, but if you're moving around in two wheelers, then that could be a very huge disadvantage to you. And also some areas that are very low lying, such as in Goa, we have a place called Pedem that gets flooded every year during the rains, and the water is like into the people's houses, and there's a lot of destruction of even electrical appliances. So in those kind of cases, then the common transportations like public transports have to take longer routes in order to skip these areas that get flooded. So that could also be again a loss of a lot of fuel, and could be inconvenient for people who find like the you have to pay extra in order to go on these longer routes, so that could be an inconvenience. Nextly, I'd say there's a lot of restriction in movement, because every time you go out, you have to remember to carry your raincoat or your umbrella. That could be an inconvenience. So that, and frequent power cuts is another major issue, and especially in areas where there's no network and you're dependent upon your Wi-Fi. If you have a power cut, then you're cut off. Like you cannot access and do your if you have any important work that is time sensitive, you cannot do that. So that could be another reason. Nextly, like you have earlier stated, that there are wonderful waterfalls and water bodies that get very scenic during this time, but also there are a lot of deaths that are caused in such areas because of the increased level of water. So that could be a major issue. And lastly, I like to focus on the fact that because of the heavy rains and the southwest winds in India, the sea could get very rough, and that could be a threat to the life of fishermen. And to the common man, how it could affect is that, especially in a state like Goa, where fish thali is the staple diet, there are fish bans during the monsoons. So that could be a major issue for the common man. So yeah, these are a few points why I feel that monsoons are more destructive than beneficial.
Yes, Rebuttal Phase, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead. Aish, would you like to start?
You go.
Okay, you mentioned about the fish, which can be problem during rainy season, right? So, but I think the major issue why it is stopped during rainy season, it is given time for breeding. So,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So, what do you have to say on that?
But even suppose we had to not consider the aspect of fish giving time for the breeding part. still it would be a threat to the, I mean, you cannot go, right? Because these fishermen, they use like relatively smaller size boats, and because of the strong gusty winds, it would not be possible for them to actually sail out during heavy because of monsoons. The weather is very rough, so that could be a disadvantage. Even if in case they could have done it, they are not, it's not possible for them to go out. So I feel like in that respect it would be a disadvantage.
Kim, Ayush, just give me 1 minute. There's somebody ringing the bell. I'll come. I'll be back. Sorry for that. Yeah. Did you all continue or you all waited?
We waited for
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes. So yeah, you answered on that. And did you ask any questions after that?
Okay, I can ask
Okay.
now. You all said that monsoon is very beneficial for crops such as rabi crops. But what if the timing of the monsoon is like it's not perfect? For example, it rains way before it's time for harvesting the crop or something like that, and we have seen like the fields get flooded and the entire crop is destroyed. So don't you all feel that instead of relying on monsoons, better irrigations would be a more efficient way of dealing with crops?
Yes. I also think that monsoon is a good um, a good sign of some faults in the climate which we are like going on to. It is also like it tells that we are destroying climate in some or the other ways. So the part that monsoon timings get shifted, like it monsoons come a lot before, and that might be problematic in some fields and all. That is a very valid concern, but it is also a sign by nature that we are doing something wrong. And speaking about it could be very much predictable. Like you can predict monsoon a lot before. Like I think the drops are also in the in the atmosphere for around 10-12 days. So yeah, if there are better forecasting done, then it can be like some or the other ways could be taken out. Ayush, do you have to add anything?
A similar point, like we can always the systems are now so advanced that we can forecast the rain very well now, like when it will going to happen, like with good accuracy. I think we can always prepare for all such incidences. And also you mentioned like the property destruction, and like some areas always get flooded. They can have a like it's a common issue, then they can always fix it because by building some better infrastructure.
Okay. Another question would be, we can see like there are countries that with billion-dollar economies such as Dubai, which is a desert and they barely receive any rain, yet they have one of the most developed, they are one of the most developed country with the best roads and the best infrastructure, and there's no damage caused because there's no rain, so they don't have to like maintain their roads as much as a country like India would have to, continuously tar their roads and stuff like that. So don't you all feel like uh, monsoons are replaceable, because we can see countries such as these that are still doing very well without having monsoons?
Hmm. Like we have to consider the geographical constraint here because countries like Dubai are abundant with oil resources or petroleum products, and countries like India don't have any such resources. And like their for countries, Gulf countries, their main source of income is from oil products, and which we cannot do. So, like if we don't get monsoon, a good monsoon, then we won't be able to survive.
Yeah, even I agree to this. And like there was in Dubai also they were trying to have artificial rain. So they were trying to find they also felt the reason to have rains, right? And that did not go well, but they were trying to get it. And also to highlight onto some other parts region of India, there are some certain places like I do not really know the name of exact place, but there are some villages which they crave to get water. They go to wells which are very deep down. They just go down. They try to find some water, and it's very hard for them to get water. So they like cry. They crave for rain. They do some practices so that rain comes and all. So yeah, it is very beneficial for other regions where there is water deficiency. And yeah, also I would like to ask, what about the fact that rain is one of the major source to replenish the groundwater table. So how do you have to like address that? Don't you feel it is very beneficial? And also the water cycle.
Yes, that is there. But if in case if in case there were no monsoons, then maybe we could use alternate methods such as purification of seawater, like use those kind of processes such as osmosis, and still provide ourselves with fresh water.
Yeah, as you mentioned earlier about the inconvenience caused due to the heavy monsoons, like mainly due to unavailability to travel, but also during the if there are no monsoons, then usually in the state like Goa, which is very humid, it's become very difficult to be more productive and to get more work done because it's really hot and humid. In case of a good monsoon, the climate is really cold and you can get better work done. So, what do you want to say about that?
I feel that is contributing to your own energy levels, right? Like a better weather will make you feel good, but that doesn't really contribute much to actual transportation on the road. Like for example, even if there is no monsoon, the roads are clear, there is no water, so the movement is not restricted. But if there are heavy rains, and literally if there is like a red alert declared and stuff, you can't even get out of your house. So I was talking in terms of those kind of restrictions on transportation and not on your own moods or energy levels that are contributed because of the weather.
I just Ayush, do you want to continue?
No,
I
please.
just want to recollect the statement which you made about fishermen's. I want to highlight the fact that for the rain also, like as I have mentioned about purumint and stuff. So they do dried fish, like they do other practices in that time, like they sell their dry fish, and that is also giving some more economy to them, right? And also highlighting the same thing, like it also monsoon gives a lot runs a lot of economy, like having monsoon footwears, then umbrellas, raincoats, and so many things are produced during monsoon. And don't you think that is helping the economy in some of the other ways?
Not really, because all these kind of businesses are running because of the inconvenience that people are going through because of monsoons. So it's just to cope up with that. But if not that, then people would still be buying shoes and clothes, and there would be other kind of things running. I mean, maybe alternate businesses running. It's not like
Nice.
there is a halt on economy or something like that. So I think that is well compensated.
Do you have any question, Kim?
No.
Ayush? Yeah, that's it. Feedback part. Yes. Did you all get any feedbacks, Kim? Were you able to get any feedback? It is hard to get for yourself, but for others at least you can try. Do you have anything to say, Ayush?
Mm,
I think you once said splash the waters
Ah, yeah.
in your, so it's like plural. No, you can't say that. It's like
Ah,
water, splash water.
good, good. Was
Small
it
thing.
clear? I was trying to hit some nostalgic views, but I did not get a very good uh, flow of words in that part. In the
Yeah.
introduction, then I did not like the introduction where what I made, but like if I had well researched it and like formulated a good statements, then it would have been good. Like starting from nostalgia, I think it hit somewhere.
No, the introduction was good. Just the grammar, little.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I had some feedbacks. I it's very good. You started with some statistics about India and the agriculture. Like
Yes.
it showed some good impact. About quality, you always give good, but about quantity, I would really like you to speak some more. Like it,
mm.
or makes obvious that you are over. Like it put us in a situation where we feel that it is over, like in such a short span. So just
Yeah.
maybe increase the quantity, and this is not just for today, like for all the like previous also.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't really have good points, but even I'm not able to elaborate the points which I have in a good manner.
No, but quality wise, like whatever you say good, but quantity increase it. Otherwise, you try to say before me, like take the opportunity to say before me so that you get more points. or before anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, speaking about Kim, Kim, you mentioned about Pede. Where is there?
That is on the way while going to our college. So between
Kepe.
like
It is Pade. Pade.
Pade,
Hai.
Pade.
Hey, Pade. I think it is
Yeah,
Pade.
Pade, Pade,
Pade. Yeah,
Pade.
it's in Kepe. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that place is, like it's near my hometown. I'm from Kepe. It's like that place is very significant. Like if anytime rain comes, like it is too much rain, then everybody will ask
yeah. It
Pade
always
Budle,
floods.
and like we.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Pedem is actually another place in Mapsa, I guess. Pedem.
Yeah, Pede is another
Yeah,
place
I
in
think so.
Bapsa.
Pede is another place. This is Pade.
Uh, Also, speaking about Kim, you have, I don't know, you have good choice of words, like you say scenic, you said time sensitive, you said compensation, which I don't really use, but it feels very posh and it feels really good when you use such words. Really good. You have good choice of words. And that question which I asked about economy, that you answered very well. Like you said, there will be some alternate economy drives if that is not there, which was very smart. You forgot to mention about some diseases like malaria, and like you should have said something that.
Uh,
Yeah, we think when we are thinking from your perspective. Asking, saying about me, I was confused. What is Rabi and Kharif crops? And I don't know. I just bluffed it. Are you all aware which is what? Uh,
It's standard geography.
yeah, that's it. I did not really find any points.
I think Rabi is the winter crop, I guess. Kharif is the rain one,
Yeah,
if I'm
even I
not
feel so.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Other than that, I feel some of my points were repetitive today. Like I could have clubbed and had a very good subtopic rather than telling a lot. But maybe I should have taken more one to ideate on the topic. That's it.
Yeah, even I was thinking the same. You have so many points, like seven, 8 points, and maybe you should have clubbed it and presented it in a better way.
Yes, yes, and I think that is the best thing to do. Like even when I was researching on how to present the points, even they said like 4 to 5 points are maximum enough. First point should be very powerful. Last point should be very powerful, and the middle point should be clubbed like umbrella terms. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Do you all have anything to add in the feedback part? Yeah, let's take 1 minute to ideate from other perspective. You will need more time. Can we go ahead? Yes.
Yes.
Kim, can you start?
Yeah. Okay. So now I would like to think from the perspective that monsoons are beneficial. So mainly, I feel like it helps to replenish greenery, especially in huge jungle areas that no
Hmm.
one is actually responsible for or personally taking care of. Rainfall helps to revive the vegetation in these areas, and also for the fauna in those areas. It's very beneficial. And secondly, I'd say that the sound of rain is very therapeutic. Like, for example, we have also online softwares which, the
Ye-
sound of rain is recorded and people hear it in order to calm themselves. So I feel the monsoons help to bring out that side, the therapeutic side of uh, that our weather can provide for us. And nextly, I'd say I can see a lot of local fishing opportunities. For example, you see these locals going out in fields and catching, whatever small fish is available in their field area. So people could engage in those kind of activities. Nextly, I say it's especially in a country like India that has hot summers, monsoons provide a relief from that kind of weather. And so when the first monsoons arrive, people feel a lot of relaxed, and the heat goes away. So it could be a good transition of weather. Nextly, like you have earlier stated, festivals such as Sanzao and Purumentache Fest, things like that, they bring a lot of excitement in the people, and it's a distraction from the everyday routine. So, in terms of that, yeah, monsoons are again um, very beneficial. And lastly, I'd like to say that it helps us to slow down. Mostly, we're just running and we are fixed in routines and we are running around. So, whenever there's a red alert, people are in their houses. So, it's a little relaxed. You would like to take a good nap when there is heavy rain outside. So, I feel like it helps people to just take a pause, calm down,
hmm.
calm their nervous system, and just get back to their routine when things are back to normal. So, yeah, these are all of the points I could think of.
Yes, beautiful. When I was thinking from your side, that time I remembered about forest that we did not mention anything on forest. Like nobody will water that, right? Very beautiful.
Yeah.
And about the what is that word you said? Local fishing.
Yeah.
Sainuste Durpa. That is also I totally forgot about that. Like Konge and all.
Yeah.
That is what you mentioned, right? Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Really nice. And yeah,
Yes.
all points are very beautiful. Yeah, Ayush, would you like to go ahead?
Mhm. I just have one point. Like when you mentioned about the breeding season, like it's monsoons are usually the breeding season for fishes. So, like it's usually I think it's banned in Goa, and some people like still go ahead and do the fishing, which might uh, affect their fish's life
Reproduction.
cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it is also one of the reason why we have Shravan in the rainy season, right? Like if we,
Yeah.
yeah, you had any other points?
No, that was actually a good point because Shravan comes like usually pre-monsoon, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes, yes.
And usually people don't eat non-veg.
Yeah. I'll start. I'll tell some points. Yeah, from Kim's perspective, like we have covered almost all the points, but as I mentioned, like diseases you should have covered like malaria and all. And like in rainy season most of the people get cold, and like they are unwell, so that thing you could have said. And about like people who have shelter, like who have home to stay, it is very obviously good for them. But for others who do not have anything, like no shelter, for them it will be totally very tough, right? So that you should have mentioned. And nothing else. Have you watched movie Parasite? South
No.
Korean. Yeah, it is also a good movie. Like they show contrast of rain in a rich and poor house, and it's like really good. And that's it. Like a rich person, puts tent outside in the rain, like put tents to enjoy it like a camp. But a poor person does not even have home to stay properly. So it is a very good movie. Like if you'll get any time you'll
Yeah.
have time, then watch.
Watch.
It is also like I think they got Oscar award for the best film in the year in that.
Oh.
And it was like first non-international film. Just I'm bragging. Yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead. Yeah, that those were some of the points which I had from your perspective. Like, let's have a group discussion. Like, what do you all feel? What do you all like, monsoon or
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
monsoons.
I like monsoons too.
same, same. As a child, I used to hate like keeping raincoats together and school and all, like umbrellas, raincoat. It used to be too much for me. But as I'm growing now, I enjoy rain more. Like, if I have to be nostalgic, also like I remember rain too much. Also about like when there's no current at home, like you get some time to hold down. You don't have any device with you. You like we used to play
Yeah.
games at home like bingo, like with my sister, aunt, cousin sometimes, like bingo, name and mirth, these things. So it makes me nostalgic in that time, like used to be calm. Yeah, that's it. Do I have
For me also, like liking monsoons is slightly different reason because summers are really hot in Goa. It's almost unbearable most of the time. And winter is I don't really prefer winter because I have a dry skin, so I get dried up really quickly. So monsoons are like a perfect balance between both. So that's the main reason. Yeah, and also I had some good childhood memories of monsoons, like when I danced once in the rain with my cousins.
yes. I usually forgot to mention about like making boats in the rain.
Yeah.
That used to be such a thing, right? I want to develop one skill of trying to form have a good template of saying about nostalgia, like past thing. Like how do you have what should be your proper statements, like to get that feel? Any inputs?
Hmm. Maybe like something which everyone can connect to, like you cannot always know what everyone has been through. Like if it is a common activity, then you can start with that something very catchy, maybe.
Yeah, like the boat thing
Yeah,
was
the boat
something
thing
very
was a
common.
good.
Like I think asking questions will make more effect, right? Can you all
Do
remember
you
the place when you
remember
used to
maybe
put?
something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this?
Mm.
I try to find out certain ways of how to put nostalgia. Yeah. Anything to
Maybe
add?
like, do you remember the smell of the first soil after the rain? Do you
Yes,
remember
yes,
making paper boats and enjoying with your friends?
yes. Something like that. Anything, Kim, you have to add?
No, not really.
Maybe one point just I came to my mind from your side. You could have mentioned about drying clothes and all that because little difficulty in the rain. Not a very major
Yeah.
point, but you could have still
No,
mentioned.
no, it is very major. Like,
And it
Yeah,
is
completely
actually a
forgot
major
about
point,
that.
but not a destruction kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's it. Let's go to ChatGPT part. Do you all have to add anything?
Like you mentioned about like people who don't have a roof, but also sometimes when you have a roof, you need to like maintain it properly.
Mm.
Like you have to do the maintenance also, like change some furniture because water comes in certain areas of
Yes,
your
yes,
room. Maybe.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And also, like in London, also I would like to say, like during rains, you get some molds inside the house on the walls, like
Yeah.
green patches. So you have to even clean that. Otherwise, it's very like they cause a lot of diseases. Let's go
Mm.
to ChatGPT. Just before going there, like I would like to ask, do you all know any cultural practices like I mentioned about Sanzao? Do you all know any other practices of which are held during rain?
Not really. I'm not even aware of what those two are. Like, can you tell me a little bit?
Uh, I think Kim will be in better position to tell about Sanzao, right?
Sanzao is a feast of Saint John the Baptist. So it was like about, I don't know exactly, but yeah, it's related to him. And the festival mainly it's like we make pathodis and stuff like that. And then now it's more modern, so people have rain dances and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like
If I'm not wrong, it's about the baptization. I'm not sure about Saint John the Baptist or something related to that rain. Yeah, and it's a fixed day. It's on the 24th of June.
okay.
Yeah, every year.
Like they put they dip in the wells and all, right? And
Yeah, they jump in the well. Oh wait, I think so. It was when Mother Mary visited Saint John the Baptist's
Yes,
mother, and that's when he jumped in her womb, and that's why people jumped in
jump
the
in the
well.
well. Yes, exactly.
It's not about his baptization. Shit,
Yes, yes,
wrong. And Purmentache Fest is the Holy Spirit Church feast in Margao. So that entire fair comes right in Margao, and that the main thing there is like they sell a lot of dry fish and all. So people buy that as a preparation for the rain because we won't get fish later. So
yes.
that's why they call it Purment,
Purumit.
like you're preparing for the rains.
Yes. Aish, you were aware of, about the word Purumit?
No.
It's very
It's
common in
quite
South Goa, I guess. Like we
yeah.
yes, daily
Margao side it's more common,
more
I
common.
think.
Yes. Purumit is like being ready for the rainy season with dried fish and all, as Tim mentioned. Yeah, let's do ChatGPT. Do you want more time?
No.
Ayush, can you start?
I don't have any. We covered almost everything
Yeah,
else.
we
Yeah.
covered almost everything. Kim, do you?
Yeah, only one thing I think we could have emphasized on is landslides and soil
Mm.
erosion.
Mm.
Like when there's heavy rain, there's a lot of soil that's washed away if there is no vegetation to hold on to it.
Yes.
So yeah, just that one thing. Rest everything I feel we've covered.
Yes, yes. I have from our side, land side, which you covered. I think one statement like rural employment. We could have said like he mentioned about farming like in the locality that something like that. You get good community bonds. Like you are at home only, so you have better bonds. We could have emphasized a little on literature. There are many poems written on rain. There are many things. I was trying to
Mm.
start with one poem, but only poem that came in my mind was "Rain, rain, go away." Little Johnny wants to. But okay, there are many poems on rain. So something in that. And one of the major point which we missed is it improves air quality. I wish we missed that. Like uh, first rain is acid rain, right? So it dries away all the dust and everything in the. So yeah, that is it.
Also, another thing would be the association of rain in movies with romantic ideas and stuff
Ah,
like that. Like they
yes,
used to connect to bring out that emotion in people. So
people.
yeah, that one thing.
Yes. So art and literature, it helps a lot in that.
Yeah,
So yeah, that is it. That was our
that's
debate
it.
and discussion on the topic. Monsoon is beneficial or destructive? Yeah. Anything to add? Yeah. Chal then Kim, it was really nice having you.
Yeah,
Yes, Ayush. Thank you. We'll have it next week, right?
yeah, Ayush. Thank you,
Monday.
Kiman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye, bye.